raging across Europe over immigration, especially immigration from Africa. We've seen populist parties on the rise, calls for essentially sending back Africans, keeping them on African soil. What is your take on this debate?
Well, my concern cannot be with the issue about what's happening in Europe. My concern is about our own continent. And unfortunately, so far we've had economies that are not generating enough jobs for our young people. So that is our main concern. That is what is fueling the exodus of young people from Africa to Europe and other places in the world. There's nothing peculiar about this. I mean, we've seen this all through history.
You're saying it's Africa's responsibility primarily?
Of course.
Because that's not what everyone says in Africa.
But it's our responsibility to create conditions that would allow our young people to be able to live lives of dignity and fulfillment in their places of origin. That's what the leadership should be focused upon. That's how our policies should be focused upon. And for me, it's obvious that we have a responsibility to our young people. And that responsibility is to create the conditions that will make sure that they see opportunity in their own countries of birth and origin, and therefore avenues are there for them to be able to live lives of fulfillment in their own countries. I don't think that anybody will cross the Sahara and go into these rickety boats in the Mediterranean because they want to. They feel a certain compulsion to do so because at home, the opportunities that they're looking for are not there. So that has to be our main concern. I'm not concerned about the European angle. I'm concerned about the African angle and what we need to do in Africa to make sure that we create economies that generate jobs for our people.
But some in Africa, including some African leaders, are blaming colonialism, are saying we need more aid. From what I understand, that's absolutely not what you're thinking.
Definitely not. Colonialism obviously had a very important historical impact on our societies, on our nations, and largely of a distortive nature. It did many things that were clearly not in our interests, resources that were taken out, the distortion of our societies. But that's the reality we inherited at independence. So since then, we have had within ourselves the opportunity to address whatever inequalities, imbalances, distortions that were created by imperialism and colonialism.
And that hasn't happened.
And that has not happened successfully so far.
Why is that? I mean, according to the World Bank, there are many statistics around. There's just a recent report saying sub-Saharan Africa is the only region where extreme poverty is expected to increase. Why is that? Because
the economies that we are operating at the moment are not working as significantly.
Is it just the economy, Mr. President, or is it governance? Or corruption?
The economies, and they are impacted by the manner in which the economies function. Several things impact on it. Some of it is governance. Some of it governance in the sense of institutions that are not effective in delivering, institutions that don't serve their purpose. Corruption is a way of also distorting and destabilizing the manner in which institutions work. But ultimately, when you have appropriate policy will take into account all of these phenomena: institutional relevance, the quality of public services, the clarity of economic policy and its implementation. All of those are in the box of what I call policy. And that is the big challenge for us, to devise the policies that will see for the rapid growth of our economies. We're looking at the economies that should be growing at 10, 11, 12% persistently for, say, a decade. And that would allow us to have the transformation of our economies that we need. And I have no doubt that if at the end of that period we succeed and I believe that there's a lot of ingredients in place that should allow us to succeed. If we do, the issue of migration to Europe is going to become very much a secondary, a matter of a distant memory.
You talked about institutions. Obviously, in Ghana, you have competitive elections, but we've seen, I should say, maybe a trend of leaders trying to change, twist the constitution to be able to run again and again and again. Is this a danger for democracy in Africa? They say, of course, that this is for the sake of stability, visibility, and so on.
On these are matters where, at any one stage, you have to look at the individual histories of the separate nations. There's Africa, but at the same time, it's made up of 54 different countries.
But would you be in favor of a limitation of presidential mandates?
In Ghana, we have that.
And you don't want to change that?
And we are not, there's no desire, there's no movement for it in Ghana. I myself would not support any such change. I think that the mandate, the term of the mandate, when you look at our history, is very, very relevant. And so far it has served us well. We have, as we speak, 3 ex-presidents in Ghana who are living. President Jerry John Rawlings, President John Akufo, and the last president, John Dramani Mahama. Each one of them have served their terms. And
one of them would maybe like to run again.
Yes, no, not maybe. I think he's made it public that he wants to run again. So, but that's not a matter of any great concern. He's an important citizen in our country. He wants to exercise his civic rights. He's entitled to do so.
I want to get to one of the issues that's maybe giving you some headaches or nightmares, I don't know, the issue of terrorism. Because obviously there was terrorism focused in Mali, Niger. Now Burkina Faso, your neighbor, the east of Burkina Faso has become regularly a target for terrorist groups. Are you concerned by this development and that this could indeed cross the border into your country? Have you foiled plots? Are you seeing this?
We have to be concerned. I mean, the old statement that when your neighbor's house on fire, you have to try and help them douse it before it comes into your own home is as true today as it has ever been. The jihadist insurrection through the Sahelian part of West Africa is a matter of very grave concern. I applaud the members of the G5, the countries of Chad and Mauritania and Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, who are, as it were, in the forefront, the front line of the struggle, because it's basically a fight for all of us. We're seeing it in Boko Haram in Nigeria. It's a matter of very, very great concern.
Have there been attempts?
So far,
in Ghana?
touch wood, no, in Ghana.
But it could happen.
Of course. If it's happening in Burkina Faso, there were incidents in Côte d'Ivoire, it can also happen in Ghana. But we are attempting to tackle the problem in a multifaceted manner. First of all, trying to improve the economy so that we can get more and more young people engaged. I say the devil finds work for idle hands. The less idle the hands, the more likely that they'll be making productive contributions to the growth of the country. We are also tackling the matters from a cultural angle. Ghana has a very strong, positive record of religious tolerance and openness, and also for interreligious harmony and cooperation. Muslims and Christians live together in Ghana in a very good way. Something which is quite Ghanaian is at all our national events, you usually have a Christian prayer and a Muslim prayer, but it is to create this atmosphere of oneness in the country, and so far it is helping us. But these are areas where you cannot predict. You can take precautions, keeping security services and an intelligence system very alive to the challenge, recognizing that at any one stage, events, outrages of the sort that we've seen in Burkina Faso in recent years can happen in your own country. So you are on the lookout. But basically, you are also trying to make sure that your response is not just a military one, but that it is a response that also tries to deal with how young people, especially, will react.
Just very quickly, we're running out of time. The first U.S. lady, Melania Trump, is going to Ghana. It's her first solo trip. It seems that it's going to be an honor for your country. How do you take it? Not all African countries have good relations with the Trump administration.
We have good relations with the United States of America. We've had good relations with the United States of America for a long time. Several different administrations have come and gone. In recent times in Ghana, we've had 2 Democratic presidents, 1 Republican president visiting Ghana. George Bush visited Ghana, just as his predecessor, Bill Clinton, visited Ghana, just as President Bush's successor, President Obama, visited Ghana. So we have good relations with the United States of America, and we want to continue to have these good relations with the United States of America. And we see the visit of the American First Lady to Ghana as an incident, a manifestation of the good relations we have in America. So we're very happy to see, and we're waiting eagerly to welcome her.
And maybe her husband in the near future.
Well, you never know. Why not?
Okay, thank you very much, President Akufo-Addo, and thank you very much for watching this edition of The Interview here on France 24.